We got some leaked images of an upcoming handheld that is going to be working with xCloud. We have some more information about the next Assassin's Creed game, and a brand new game has just been revealed, supposedly coming over to Xbox Game Pass. All right, guys, before we get into this, I have 4 months to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I see a lot of you are new to this channel. If you are, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. So back at the beginning of August, Logitech and Tencent Games put out this announcement here on the Logitech blog, announcing that they were going to be making in partnership a brand new handheld cloud gaming. And one of the big partners that they were going to be incorporating into this handheld was xCloud, as well as NVIDIA's GeForce Now. So this was essentially going to be a handheld made specifically for cloud gaming. And if you were somebody who is looking for that specific, I guess, Xbox cloud gaming handheld, this could have been the one for you. And they didn't give us any more information on that other than the details of the different services that potentially are going to be on it, and that the fact that they are teaming up with Tencent. And now we officially have some leaked images as to what this device is going to look like. And you can see the pictures here. There is the back of the device. There's the front of the device. Has literally all the buttons you will need to be able to play all of the games. Has the Logitech button there, has a home button as well. And it's a pretty sleek looking little mini gaming handheld. And the pictures that were leaked have been removed, and there was this picture here that I don't think is showing up anymore. I couldn't find it, but you can see here the different types of apps that you're going to be able to get access to. Kind of has that media bar scrolling from side to side as well. You can even see there's like a messages thing here and a profile, but you have Google Play, the store on there as well. So it isn't just specifically only for cloud gaming, because I'm guessing you're going to be able to actually download those games from Google Play. They're mobile games, but you'll be able to play them natively on the device itself. But you can see here, you have the Xbox button. This is kind of just a small representation of what you can expect the Logitech handheld to look like once you turn it on. Now, this honestly looks a lot more along the lines of the Nintendo Switch Lite, which was the second iteration of the Nintendo Switch that they released, where you couldn't remove the Joy-Cons, you couldn't plug it into a TV, much smaller, much lighter, a smaller screen as well. And honestly, I find that console itself very uncomfortable in my hands. I find the Nintendo Switch in general an uncomfortable console to use in handheld mode. My hands fall asleep. When you compare it to something like the Steam Deck, which I absolutely love, it's bigger, the grips are better, it just feels a lot better in your hands, and my hands don't fall asleep when using the Steam Deck. And then you look at something like this, pushing more towards the Nintendo Switch side of things. It will be interesting to see how this entire thing plays out, if this is a device that people will want, because it is going to be cloud gaming mainly. And with mobile handheld devices, a lot of the time you're using those on the go. You're on the train, you're on the bus, you're on the airplane. And that's one of the big advantages of having mobile gaming. So if this type of device isn't that functionable when you're not on a Wi-Fi connection that is strong enough to use cloud gaming services, then I wonder how practical it will actually be out in the wild. But when you look at this as well, and the Steam Deck has just come out. As I mentioned, I absolutely love the feel of it. It's going to be extremely hard to stack up against a device like the Steam Deck. Steam Deck is an incredible handheld, probably the best handheld I've ever used in my entire life. It can do so many things. You get to play literally AAA games downloaded onto the device, and it actually blows me away every time I load up the Steam Deck to see where we are with the handheld gaming market. So it will be interesting to see where this fits in. It will really depend on the price of it as well. If it's a very cheap handheld where people just kind of buy on a whim, kind of an impulse buy, then it could do better. But I feel like if it's anywhere near in the price range of a Steam Deck, let's say even if it's like $100 or $150 less, I don't see why you wouldn't want to just spend that additional money to pick up something like the Steam Deck. And on the Steam Deck, I've turned it into pretty much my Xbox Game Pass device. You install Windows, you install the Xbox app, and you literally can download and play all of the games available via Xbox Game Pass. So rumors for the next Assassin's Creed game have been swirling around the internet for a very long time. It already seems like we know exactly what this game is going to be, what the main character is, and the location, all of that type of stuff. And it seems like those rumors have been pretty much confirmed now, as there is a YouTuber called Jonathan who released a lot of the rumors and information about the upcoming Assassin's Creed. And this has also been corroborated by Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, and everything we've been hearing seems to be true. here is the list of stuff that we now potentially know. Again, still a rumor for the upcoming Assassin's Creed. It is going to be called Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's going to be coming in spring of 2023. It is going to be a return back to the basics of Assassin's Creed, the more smaller games, the more stealth focus compared to what we've gotten over the last 3 iterations of the game, which were just much larger, big open world RPGs. It is going to be taking place in Baghdad. That's something that we heard the location was going to be, and it's going to be between 860 and 870, and you will be playing as Basim. Now, Basim was a character from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it was rumored that they were going to make some more DLC for the game with Basim in it, and you were just going to be able to download that as a part of an expansion. But it got, I guess, big enough that they were able to spin this off into its own game, and that's what Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be based upon. Now, here's something for all of those people who disliked the last 3 Assassin's Creed game. I was on the side where I absolutely loved them. I thought the open world RPG style, the stuff that they added into it, was a ton of fun. I spent hours and hours and hours in all 3 of those Assassin's Creed games, and most recently in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where people thought it was too big, I thought it was great. I mean, I couldn't get out of that world for a very long time, but they are going to be removing a lot of the stuff from those 3 games, like no more dialogue choices, no gender choice, and no more level systems. There's also going to be some other cool features, like the Eagle Vision is going to be back. There will also be something called the Vision of Loki, and it's for how Loki manifested into Basim's body and consumed him. And then something really interesting that they are going to be taking from the release of this game and continuing to use assets and continuing to use, I guess, the way that they've built up the game. And it is going to be to create a remake of the very first Assassin's Creed game, which I think is something that will be absolutely awesome to see. And if they do it, I will be very, very happy. It's a game that I've played multiple times. It's still pretty cool to go back and see where it started, where Assassin's Creed came from, because when they released Assassin's Creed, the first one, it was revolutionary. It was a game that came out, there was a lot of hype for it, it got pretty mediocre reviews, but the stuff that they implemented in that game and then continued to build on with Assassin's Creed 2 really changed the gaming industry and built this franchise that has continued to grow and be absolutely massive. So you really see the origins, and if they can remake it, get rid of some of the stuff that was wrong with it, have brand new graphics, and just make a awesome game to play with a cool story and all that type of stuff, it will be something that a lot of people will look forward to with the remake of Assassin's Creed 1. And apparently this remake is going to actually be integrated into a season pass. So I guess if you buy Assassin's Creed Mirage, you get the season pass, you're going to get access to the remake as well, something that I would definitely be interested in playing. And the future of Assassin's Creed, we know Assassin's Creed Infinity is going to be this big live service style of game where they add stuff all the time, different areas, different locations, different stories. And apparently we're going to be seeing the future on September 10th at the upcoming Ubisoft Forward. So very excited about that. I am an Assassin's Creed fan for sure. So I really can't wait to see what they're going to do with Assassin's Creed Infinity, where they're going to take this franchise, especially now after Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is seemingly where they're going to be reverting back to the older style. And are they going to continue with that for a while, or are they going to keep making those big open world RPGs? I got some pretty exciting news about another game that is probably coming to Xbox Game Pass if these leaks and these rumors are true, and that is Gungrave Gore. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know really anything about this series. I never played any of the older games, but then I went ahead after I saw this and took a look at the gameplay trailer for this game, and I'm really excited for this now, especially if it is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now, this game is supposed to be coming out on November 22nd, as it is published by Prime Matter, and it is developed by Iggy Mob, and they say here it is the first new entry in 18 years. But we've been seeing things popping up on Twitter, around social media, and it's these pictures here saying Gungrave Gore might be coming to Game Pass on release, according to a promotional email from Xbox. The game is featured among a list of other Game Pass titles like High on Life and Pentiment. In an email headline, check out these favorite games on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. You can see here the picture. Here's the actual email that the person received, Xbox Game Pass, and then in Gungrave Gore, it says that down there in a language that I do not understand, so I can't read what else it's saying, but it is apparently coming over to Xbox Game Pass when it releases. And if this is true, it's a pretty huge thing, because it is going to just add to another big month for November for Xbox and for Xbox Game Pass. You have High on Life coming, you will have Pentiment, which is that first party game from Obsidian with the smaller team, with the narrative choices, very story and choice driven game, which I think actually looks really, really fun, and I'm excited to play that. Then you're going to have this game here, and you take a look at this gameplay, and damn, this game looks like a ton of fun. I was surprised when I went into this and saw just the action and the shooting and all that type of stuff that is done within this game. Looks like it's going to be really, really cool. Graphics look great too, so definitely one that I will be checking out. And I'm excited now for this game to be coming out, even if it wasn't coming to Game Pass. I didn't know too much about it, and after seeing the trailer and everything, I'm excited for Gungrave Gore when it releases in November. That's it for me, guys. What are your thoughts on that Logitech handheld? Is that something you're interested in? Do you want a dedicated cloud gaming handheld? What do you think about the future of the Assassin's Creed series and Gungrave Gore? Are you excited for that game? Are you happy that it's potentially coming over to Xbox Game Pass? If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.